It was a cycle of drinking and cocaine abuse, escaping from responsibilities, depression, sadness, lack of will to live, just lost, no connection to anything, no interest in anything. I just lost my way, just really lost my way, and was just really heavily reliant on the alcohol, really just getting drunk and escaping. And then I found, that I couldn't escape that. I couldn't stop when I wanted to stop. And this had been going on for a long time, but really over the last month it had really kind of reached a peak, at its worst. I had been going to a counsellor for probably about a year. We'd done a number of different things. We'd looked at a number of different theories. We tried a number of different sort of behavioural techniques. And I'd been on and off in a good place and a bad place for a while, and then sunk back into this kind of pattern of depression and drinking. My counsellor suggested, and she had done it herself. She recommended this as something not to be taken lightly, as an extreme measure, but something that helped her ultimately. That was kind of the key turning point for her, and maybe would be something that would help me. And I spent a number of months looking at it, probably 3 or 4 months. Researching and looking at it, looking at all the YouTube testimonials, and reading the various protocols, and looking at the ayahuasca, and then tried to find sort of a number of treatment centres that were fairly close, but that could offer kind of that the medical security, medical background as well with it. The options in the UK were fairly limited. It's obviously illegal in the UK, so you wouldn't have those sort of controls and the screening and everything behind that there. So I wanted to do it in a safe environment. So I looked at a number of different centres, and this one really sang to me. This was the one that I ended up with. Well, a mixture of feelings really. I mean, there was a really big build up to this. I'd sabotaged me coming here a number of times and delayed tests, and really made things difficult. But I finally arrived here. I don't know, a mixture of fear. I was glad that that I got here. I knew after the first few hours that I'd arrived at the right place, and the people were really welcoming, and something in my heart told me I was in the right place. So there were things that were aligning as well. There were just too many things that were kind of, too many coincidences. The full moon on my birthday, it being my birthday that week, my 40th. Just lots of minor things that all added up. This culmination of, actually, this was meant to be. I was meant to be here. So no, I felt really glad to be here. Incredible, absolutely incredible. More than I'd hoped for. It was profound. It was intense. It gave me a lot of the answers that I needed. It showed me a lot of things that I probably already knew, to be honest with you. So, but spelled them out and sort of reaffirmed them, I guess. And I just feel readjusted. I feel like I can only explain it as I was kind of living at the forefront of my head in this anxiety period and in my temple, and I feel like the whole thing's been reset, and I've been pushed to the back of my mind, and I'm sitting further at the back of my mind, kind of grounded and comfortable and confident again. The day after, the adjustment period was the hardest for me. The very next day, waking up and not being in control of my body, and not being, fully, in control of my limbs, in control of my eyesight. My mind wasn't sort of fully back together. That bit was the scariest, really. And the wondering whether, is this permanent? Have I ruined myself? Have I affected myself in such a way, that this is unrecoverable? What have I done to myself, But I got a lot of reassurance from everyone around me, and we did a lot of work on my body and my mind here with, in a number of different ways. And just over a period of 2 or 3 days, I really became connected again with myself, but probably more so than I ever was before. I don't know, the whole realisation that, we're all connected, we're we're all part of the same universe, you know, that whole, you know, that sort of deep intrinsic feeling that, you know, we're all connected, we're, you know, on a spiritual level, we're all made up of, you know, molecules and atoms, we're all the same thing, you know. That was a real revelation that, you know, you kind of know that, but you don't really feel it, it's not really shown to you, that whole, the Iboga really takes you there and really kind of, you know, illustrates that to you, really makes you feel that you're part of the, you know, the cosmos and part of it all. I love them all. I mean, I got something different from each of them, and there was something truly magical about some of them too. There's some real intense energy in some of those treatments, energy that I've not experienced before, you know. Some of those are really eye-opening. And then some of the other ones, you know, the equine therapy, that was really enlightening. You know, I had a fear of horses before I came here, and then to guide a horse and to, you know, to make it run a wheel around in a circle and bond with it and learn how they feel and cope. No, it was, yeah, the whole thing was just really enlightening. The body work was particularly good, that reconnecting and pointing your body and, you know, reaffirming all the different parts of your body back to yourself. That was amazing too. Really confident. I don't know where I'm going to go. I don't know how it's going to pan out, but I'm okay with that. I feel confident in myself. I feel like I'm empowered to make the right choices, and there'll be choices, you know, based on where I want to go and my heart. They may not always be the right choices, but they'll be, you know, ones that I make, and they're my choices to make. And I'll be doing it with my head, with me, you know, with my heart. So I don't feel any worry about the future. I always did worry about the future, finance and where it's going to go, and, you know, must set yourself up and can't scupper your pattern, and all that's gone. All that's gone. I've got a number of friends actually that are in the same, if not worse, conditions than I was in, and I'm considering sending them here and perhaps financing it for them. I really recommend it. It's a life changer. It really does sort you out. You know, I feel like everything's been reset, reconnected. I mean, the only worry that I have is that, you know, that I've got to continue to develop myself, and I understand that, you know, I think the saying is it's not a magic bullet, you know, it's not a magic tablet, and I understand that. So it's that, you know, it's really having to focus on myself and make sure that I continue on. But I'd love to give other people the same kickstart, and I would really recommend it to all these people. And I will be doing the rounds when I go back. I will be visiting these people and talking to them about it and suggesting it to them. Yeah, highly recommend it.